What's up, guys? Bang, bang. Lunch money time while Washi's trying to get rich. The rest of us just trying to get our lunch money right. I am here with the beautiful and intelligent Polina Marinova. If I had a guy co-host, he would be beautiful and intelligent as well. But this one is my co-host.
Are you beautiful and intelligent?
No,
God,
I'm ugly and dumb. That's fine. No
my
problem.
skincare routine has really
Okay.
kicked up into high gear.
Don't forget, Lunch Money is now sponsored by BlockFi. They gave me new things to say. Pay attention. BlockFi is running the largest promotion they have ever had. So you're going to want to pay attention to this. BlockFi is now the easiest way to earn up to 8.6% APY on your crypto. And right now, today through July 18th, if you go and you sign up and fund an account, they will give you double interest bonus if you fund the account before July 18th. That's right. So for the month of August, you're earning twice as much as you normally would. Normally it's 8.6% APY. That means, I'm no mathematician, it'll be more than 17% APY for the month of August. I think it's only 1 month of this double bonus, but if you go and you open an account on BlockFi, deposit money, you will earn a double interest bonus. All you have to do is use the code 2X, the number 2, the letter X, because 2X, double, get it? Ha. 2X when you're signing up, and you will get the double interest bonus. BlockFi.com/lunchmoney. Go get money and get paid. Speaking of getting paid, Palantir is going public. What is going on with them, Ms. Polina?
Sorry, I kind of forgot about the joke, so I just had to find one real fast. But
I have jokes.
Doesn't my skin look great?
What's going on with Palantir? This isn't a beauty show.
I'm turning it into one. Secretive big data and analytics startup Palantir, which was co-founded by Peter Thiel, said that it has confidentially filed paperwork with the US SEC to go public. Okay, hold on a second. First of all, can we even call Palantir a startup? Is this like the oldest unicorn out there? It was founded in 2004. Why haven't they gone public yet?
Timeout. Rewind.
And what?
And are they even secretive? They're going public. How are they secretive?
No, like the stuff they do is secretive. Like the data.
No, it's not. We know exactly what they do.
No, we don't. No, we do not. You do not.
Yes, I do. They win government contracts.
Exactly. Do you know what's in those government contracts?
Yes, they're public. The government contracts are public.
Oh.
So yes, it is like the least secretive thing ever.
I don't know.
People just like to describe it as secretive because they work with the government doing like intelligence-based stuff, but the government contracts are literally public.
I still think they're secretive.
Okay. And no, they would. They are not the oldest unicorn in the private markets.
Who is the oldest?
Well, so for example, I know SpaceX was founded, I think, in 2002. They're private, so like that's one example.
But yeah, okay.
And Palantir has it's like a $20 billion valuation.
SpaceX isn't backed by venture capital, is it? By who? Who?
A lot. They've raised a lot of money
from VCs. Huh.
Oh, you should read the internet. It's got all kinds of information on there.
That's
all right.
shocking.
So, what do we think happens to Palantir, and why are they going public?
I don't know why they're going public.
I do.
It did not say when it plans to go public, nor did it provide other information such as how many shares it would potentially sell or share. I guess that's the part of confidentially filing for going public. Also, that makes it secretive. Sorry.
No, then you'd have to say everybody's secretive that doesn't confidential.
I will
filing.
say everybody's secretive. Oh. Okay, go on. Why
Palantir is probably going public because if you can get into the public markets right now, between now and the election, I expect asset prices will continue to get pumped to the sky. And so if you can get into the public markets, you're going to get incredible liquidity. You're going to get an absolute explosion on the stock price. For example, I was talking with somebody yesterday. We were talking about the Lemonade IPO. Lemonade in 2018 did $20 million in revenue, lost 50. In 2019, they did $65 million in revenue. So they tripled in revenue, but they lost $100 million. So they actually lost more money than they gained in revenue. And the stock is now trading at a $4 billion valuation, which means that it's almost 40 times revenue. When you have a market like that, everyone wants to get into public markets because they basically are going to get such an inflated valuation. And if they can get out into that public market, stock price takes off, then people can sell and they can actually convert their shares into cash. That's how public markets work.
So one report estimates that the company's valuation hovers at $26 billion.
Told you, $20 billion. All right, what's going on with PPP loans? PPP, not to be
So
Confused.
the Trump administration,
You know me.
after the Democrats kind of pushed them to do this, they released a list of companies that received the most money from the small business bailout loans. So all the companies that aren't really small businesses that got that PPP money, you're out there. However, there have been, for example, the list said that Bird received PPP money. Then Bird came out and said, no, we didn't. We filled out the application with Citi, but then we decided not to follow through. So, and then Citi had to come out and confirm that they didn't. So basically, I think an audit will have to be conducted to figure this out.
But hold on, back up. So people who forget, payroll protection program, the whole idea of this was give money to people, give loans to companies to help them protect jobs. That was the idea behind it. The two issues that come up is, one, do these companies actually need the money, or are they just taking it because it's low cost capital? And two, to Polina's point, who got the money? There was no transparency or accountability. And so what you just described to me is, if that's an issue, like how many other errors are in the database?
A lot.
You think?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I think.
Why? Are you upset right now?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm upset.
Are you upset? Why are you upset?
I'll tell you later.
We can just talk about it right here on the show.
No, so basically, I think there's a number of people who got it who are like, for example, why is Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao's family business getting a loan?
Well, hold on. So let's back up for a second here.
Oh my God.
No, but hold on, because we're going down the slippery slope that we don't want to go down. Just because, this business is run by a family that then has an individual that works in the government.
Whatever. I'm just trying to tell you who is getting. A number of news organizations receive PPP loans. Forbes, the Washington Times, Fortune, the Washingtonian, the Daily Caller. Like, I'm not exactly sure these are small businesses.
It's not just for small businesses.
Okay. Well, the Small Business Administration issued this. So.
But again, the Small Business Administration may have issued it, but the money is not just for small businesses.
Okay, so what were we saying? How there was going to be a list that came out, and if you were on it, kind of sucks for you.
Well, for sure, eventually there was going to be accountability. But in my opinion, I'm not mad that people went and applied for loans. What I get mad about is that there are people who are frankly just abusing the system. So
how would you define abusing the system?
So, for example, if you're a business that is a venture capital firm, or I saw somewhere in one of the filings, there's a firm in Atlanta that does capital placement. They have 3 employees, 3. They got $5 to $10 million loan. Now, the reason why I feel like they're abusing the system is because they are unaffected by COVID. Now, they will argue, we can't go meet our clients.
Everybody was affected by COVID.
No, you're not, because most of the revenue of asset management firms, for example, is tied to assets under management. It's not tied to anything else. So, for example, our business revenue didn't change. There's no change in revenue because of COVID or not COVID, because in an asset management business, the assets that you manage, you take a fee on top of them. So if you're a venture capital fund, same thing. If you're a private equity fund, same thing. So why are you going and getting a loan that's supposed to only be given to people who are hurt?
I think the mentality was we're just going to apply for it and see if we get it.
But that's kind of the point, is one of the stipulations was that you had to sign and legally agree to the fact that I need this money because my business is being hurt by COVID. And so my question becomes, what's the punishment? If people sign that piece of paper and said, I'm applying for this money because my business is detrimentally hurt by COVID, and it's not, what do we do?
I don't think they've thought that far through. All right.
Who didn't?
Online grocery.
Who didn't?
The Trump administration, whoever issued the loans. U.S. online grocery sales hit record $7.2 billion in June. So people are shopping online for groceries. As we see in our hallway of our building, people are getting their groceries delivered and wiping them down in the hallway before they enter their home.
It's kind of weird.
Is it?
Are we violating health guidance by not wiping down our groceries?
I don't know. Is that in the health guidance?
I don't know. I ultimately, this makes a ton of sense, right? People are realizing things like core real estate What's some of the best real estate? Being anchored by grocery stores. Grocery stores now we know are pandemic proof because they're always going to be held open. They will never shut down the grocery store. And so all of a sudden you're going to see a massive surge for people that want to buy real estate tied to grocery stores. Online, the same thing. What's some of the best online businesses to be invested in right now? Obviously food delivery, supermarkets, all that kind of stuff. And so I think that this is just a natural kind of trend along with the explosion in food delivery is obviously online grocery shopping is basically just food delivery of a different kind.
Do we think Instacart is doing really well?
I think anyone that is involved in the logistics of getting food to people is going to do really, really well right now. Right. I mean, there's, as Plina said, there's literally people in our hallway who, when they get their groceries delivered, they then sit in the hallway and take wipes and wipe down all the food. And you're just
well,
like,
that has nothing to do with
no, it
the
does.
grocery explosion. But
If you're not willing to, if you're going that far to wipe down your groceries, you're definitely not going to go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Right. So like you're so germophobic in the sense of you're taking it so seriously that you probably switched from maybe you had never ordered groceries before or less than 10% of your grocery purchases were online to now you're going 90+% of food ordering being online for groceries.
Yeah.
It's just a massive movement of the wallet, right?
Yeah.
Agreed?
Yes.
How come we've never ordered groceries online?
We have once, you don't remember. Because I ordered them. TikTok. The United States is looking at banning TikTok and other Chinese social media apps, Pompeo said. The Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, said that the U.S. looking at ban. But like, I don't believe him. They've said this for 2 years now. I don't really care nor believe him.
We're a little low energy today, but it's about to get real hot in here. There's about to be some hot takes. Why don't you believe him?
Because he's been saying that since 2017.
No.
Yes.
The government has not been saying that.
Yes.
No, people have been pushing and trying to
Yes.
pressure the government, but the government has not been saying that.
Okay, well.
This is one of the first times ever the government has come out and said they're looking at doing this.
Okay. Well, I guess the pressure is working.
By the way, a couple of important facts here. U.S. military banned TikTok. U.S. military personnel cannot use TikTok. Second, India just banned 58 Chinese mobile apps, including TikTok. TikTok lost 200 million users overnight because China banned it. I actually believe the U.S. is going to ban TikTok. They're going to be forced to do it. It's the same thing like with Huawei, where they declared Huawei technology and products to be a national security threat. They're going to do the same thing here.
Here's what TikTok's spokesperson said. TikTok is led by an American CEO with hundreds of employees and key leaders across safety, security, product, and public policy here in the US. We have no higher priority than promoting a safe and secure app experience for our users. We have never provided user data to the Chinese government, nor would we do so if asked. Is that a blatant lie?
Flag, penalty. Let me teach you guys a trick. Ready? What they said is we've never given them data. What they didn't say was we don't work with the Chinese government. We don't listen to the Chinese government. They didn't say any of that. Perfect example. TikTok is pulling out of Hong Kong. Why are they doing that? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because Hong Kong just lost its sovereignty.
Is this okay? So very interesting. Why would the Chinese government want all these teenagers' data?
Because think of it like data collection and surveillance, right? I want as much data as possible that I can put through all of my models and machines and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. And so, for example, Huawei, the reason why it's a security threat is if all of a sudden the world ran on infrastructure for communications, both internet and 5G, talking on the phone, all that stuff, and they were able at any point to grab that data, they basically could spy on your emails, on your phone calls, on all that kind of stuff, right? They could also, in a time of crisis, deny you service, right? So, hey, all of a sudden, there literally a violent war breaks out. You go to pick up the phone doesn't work, right? That's Huawei. TikTok, there's this great tweet. I wrote about this today. That's why I have so much detailed thoughts on it. But there's this engineer who reverse engineered TikTok and was able to see what's all the data they're collecting on you. It is incredible amount of data. Everything from the device you're using, the software, your GPS location, all of that kind of stuff. And so it is much more egregious in its data collection than other social media apps. And the question becomes, why do they want all that data? what are they doing with that data that they need it? Are they going to turn it over to the Chinese government? Do you want
it seems so innocent that TikTok videos of, people dancing can be used like a secret.
It's not
weapon.
it's not the content.
I know
it's all the metadata. So there's a thing where if you have TikTok on your phone, they can tell all the other apps you have downloaded on your phone. Again, sounds like it's not that big of a deal, except for if all of a sudden you've got something, an application, let's say something as simple as you've got health information, right? And they can start to pull all this information about you. And the question is not so much, oh, we know what they're doing with it. It's just the fact that, do you want the Chinese Communist Party to have your data?
That's what Washington is saying.
So I think it's going to end up getting banned. Do you think it's not?
And by getting banned, you mean they're going to just get it off the Apple store? And
so I don't think that the U.S. government, maybe they could.
Like, how do you get Apple to do that?
But it would be pretty unprecedented. I think Apple would have to choose to take it out of the App Store. Google could do it in some places, but other places they couldn't. I think what's more likely is that the U.S. government will come out and they will outlaw American users from using it.
And I feel like that's just gonna, make it even more popular that the government banned an app. Now people are gonna. You don't think so?
If you post it on the internet, they're gonna see it.
Yeah, but who's gonna know what my username is?
All they have to do is look on a geolocation basis and say, send me all of the users.
Would they do that?
National security. They literally steal all your other data. The U.S. government has electronic surveillance on you for national security. Why would they not do this?
Our friend Jenna, who watches Lunch Money, said that she deleted TikTok for this exact reason.
Shout out, Jenna. She's your coolest
awesome.
friend. All right. All right. What's going on with Harvard? This is where the real hot takes come. Get your fire extinguishers ready.
People are really annoyed by your stuff. Just
I don't care. Too bad. I'm annoyed by it too. We're all in this together. We're gonna suffer together.
I'm mostly annoyed.
Kalina's in a real bad mood today. She's ready to murder me. She's laughing because it's true. I'm assuming that I might not be here tomorrow, guys. She may murder me after this. Go ahead.
Just stop being annoying, and then I won't have to.
Well, let's back up a little bit.
Harvard. That you know exactly.
I know
why
what
I'm
I
annoyed.
did.
You know exactly why I'm annoyed. Okay.
She acts like I don't know what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. Let's go. Roll the tape. Roll the tape.
Whoever comments and realizes exactly when I got upset.
I know when you got upset.
When did I get upset?
The second time I said, let's back up a little bit.
No, you said it 3 separate times.
Twice.
Just 3 times. Go back. You'll see.
Roll the tape. Let's go. What's going on with Harvard?
After I got annoyed, you said it 1 more time.
This is not a relationship show. What's going on with Harvard?
Harvard will hold all undergraduate classes online this fall and invite only 40% of students to campus. Here's the catch, though. If you go back to campus, most likely if you're a freshman, that's who they're letting come back, you have to sit in your dorm and still take online classes. It's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
The virus exposed all the shams.
And on top of it, do you want to back up a little bit?
Sure.
No. On top of it, if you are a student studying in the US, but you're from another country, going to Harvard, ICE says that you have to go back to your country and take the online classes, unless
if you're on a student visa.
If you're on a student visa. Or if you don't want to do that, you could transfer away from Harvard and stay in the US. I think Harvard's going to lose a lot of international students.
I think that higher education, the writing is on the wall. I don't know if it's in 1 year, 5 years, or 10 years. The gig's up. The gig is up. By the way, if you're literally so dumb that you need to take on $50,000 of debt every year to go to a school that you can literally use the internet, Google, and I can show you most of the Harvard classes for free on the internet.
Okay, to play devil's advocate.
Go ahead.
Don't you think that there is value in studying something from a specific Harvard professor than just Googling or like YouTubing videos on the subject?
You can read most of what they've written. You can listen to podcasts they've been on. You can watch YouTube videos. All the information's there. You just got to be motivated to do it. So one of the problems is that people sitting at home, self-studying, if you will, they're not going to do it. The second thing is there's an argument that people aren't actually going to Harvard for the education. They're going for the name recognition and then the personal network. But if everyone's sitting at home, did you really get the personal network if it's just done online. You could do this stuff on Twitter. Like Twitter actually has a better graph, a social graph, than Harvard students sitting at home. And yes, right now, Harvard carries weight in terms of the name. But if all of a sudden people realize, wait a second, Harvard's just online, it's literally just kids sitting at home online, it will lose some of its power. And on top of that, I have yet to meet somebody who I'm like, man, they went to Harvard. Like, I should hire that person.
All right.
The world is moving to what can you do, not what have you done in the past.
I agree with that. Also, this is ridiculous. If you decide to go live on campus at Harvard, students will be required to wear masks, observe social distancing protocols, and submit to COVID-19 tests every 3 days. Like, just make it like, just ban everybody. Don't make this ridiculous, whatever.
They can eat outside, or they can bring their food back to their bedrooms.
Yeah. Why would you pay to go sit in a dorm room that's as big as your bathroom? Like, let's be real.
Well, if you're not paying today and it gets you out of your parents' house, I can think of a lot of reasons why I would leave and go to the campus.
Wait, if you're not paying today?
Meaning if you've got a scholarship, you've taken on debt, what you mean? Like if it's not coming out of your pocket right now today, and it gets me out of my parents' house and I'm a 17-year-old kid who's going to go crazy.
You would do COVID tests every 3 days, stick that thing up your nose?
I mean, how strict are they going to be about it?
I feel like pretty strict.
You ever been to a college campus? They literally can't even figure out which kids are drinking in their dorm rooms or not. Are they really going to be able to keep track? Like, what are they going to do? Line you up like in a Chinese communist camp and say, okay, walk down and doop. Okay, keep walking. Doop.
Okay.
And do everybody.
You don't need to practice on me.
Don't think so.
All right.
Fun one. Short shorts.
Tesla having a great year. The stock is up 200% in 2020. Its market value now exceeds every other car maker on the planet, as well as Disney and Coke. Those are not car makers. CEO Elon Musk is now trying to prove the haters wrong by selling red satin short shorts that sold out in minutes on the website. And they are a jab at the investors who shorted the company.
I mean, this was like...
What a troll.
This was like the easiest call of all time. Why would you ever short the company that makes the best electric vehicle in the world?
Because people thought it was like a fraud.
People are idiots. Literally, people are idiots thinking that Tesla is a fraud.
And Musk tweeted, we'll send some to the short seller enrichment commission to comfort them through these difficult times. That's a jab at the SEC. Yeah,
because he basically claims that the SEC is constantly going after people because of the pressure of the short seller community. So so what a lot of people forget is that you can actually go ahead, put a short on a company, right? Like say that you're betting that the company stock's gonna go down, and then you can run out and yell and scream that the company's a fraud. And there's certain people who that's literally their business model. They discover the fraud, they put the short on, then they kind of publicize the fraud. They make a lot of money doing it. Other people then run to the SEC and say, hey, that company's a fraud, that company's a fraud, that company's a fraud.
Yeah.
Now, there's two arguments here. One is short sales are actually healthy for the market, right? They're the balance on just everyone who's long. And two is actually short sellers are probably able to find frauds better than the SEC is right out of the gate because they have a financial interest to do so.
Right.
And so if you look at something like Wirecard in Germany, short sellers have been yelling about that one for like a year and a half.
So why aren't we listening to them on Tesla, which was the most shorted stock ever?
Because what everyone is looking at with Tesla is if you look at the short sellers, they yell and scream about things like Elon Musk has no ethics. He said they were going to deliver 50,000 cars. They only delivered 42,000. Like, that's not a fraud, right? Instead, what it is they missed the deadline. They missed a milestone, whatever. And then there's times.
They did that consistently.
But okay. So he's ambitious, right? And he believes they can get things done faster and bigger on a timeline that ends up being unrealistic or that they don't hit. There's other times though where he says something and they do exceed it. Right. And so it ends up becoming this thing where like there's a balance between if you're hitting 100% of your goals aren't big enough, right? Is my belief. Now, the balance is in the public markets, you got to be careful about how you say it, what you say, right? And so when he does it, he's probably operating on the edge of what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. But at the end of the day, they ended up slapping him in the wrist when he stepped over the line. So when he said he was taking the company private at 420, the SEC fined him. Like, so the system kind of works. But again, why would you bet against the company that has built the best electric vehicle in the market and also has the best technology from what we can tell so far when it comes to electric batteries? Why bet against that? It's
Well,
so short-sighted.
Yeah.
And you know what happened? Massive short squeeze. A year ago, the stock was trading at $230, is now trading at over $1,300.
So the people who shorted it have
Wrecked.
lost a lot of money, right?
Wrecked. Now, most of them probably closed out their shorts, and as they were closing the shorts, that's why it really exploded up because there was literally a short squeeze. But look, at the end of the day, long Elon Musk. I will always bet on the founders and the innovators over betting on the short sellers. Because one has history at their back, which is over time, innovation wins. That's it for Lunch Money today, guys.
Wait, no, it's not. What about my joke?
Oh, well, if you're going to have a piss poor
I
attitude
didn't have a
on the show, I don't think you should be allowed to have your joke.
Are we friends again?
I don't know, but you have lipstick on your teeth.
Are we friends again?
Hey, fellas, I'll pay for
Are
that
we?
one later.
Are
Yeah,
we?
let's go. What's your joke?
I'm not friends with you.
Come on.
Okay. Don't look.
You literally, by the way,
Okay.
I just looked at her screen. She Googled funny jokes.
Like, funny one. What
Okay.
kind of shoes do burglars wear?
What type of shoes do burglars wear? What type of shoes do burglars wear?
It's not burglars, but yeah,
What is it?
burglars.
Burglars? Burglars? What type of shoes do they wear? They wear, I don't know. What?
Sneakers.
It's not bad. That's not bad.
Anyway,
Is that a good one?
I think it's a great one.
Sneakers?
Yeah.
Because they're sneaking?
Yeah.
Everyone knows white collar criminals don't sneak.
They wear New Balances.
No, they wear loafers with no socks.
Anyway.
And walk down Park
All right.
Avenue. All right, guys, that's it for lunch
today.
money. Good, you close this out there.
That's it for today. We're going to leave with the beautiful and annoying Anthony Pompliano and see you next time.
Am I allowed back on the show tomorrow?
We'll see.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bang, bang. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Lunch Money as much as we did.
And don't forget, Lunch Money is now sponsored by BlockFi, so go check them out. There's a link in the description that you can click on. I'm an investor, a user, and a huge fan. What?
You're a bigger fan of BlockFi than you are of me?
BlockFi is my second favorite thing in the world behind Polina. They've got 3 products. They can give you a US dollar loan. You can earn up to 8.6% interest on an interest-bearing account, or you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies on their crypto exchange. I personally use the interest-bearing account. There's not very many places where you'll find up to 8.6% interest on a deposit in an interest-bearing account. Go do your own research. There's risk associated, but 8.6% is pretty compelling. So click on the link in the description. Say thanks to the folks at BlockFi. Subscribe to our channel. Like the video. Annoy Polina in the comments. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
And be kind to your friends.